and welcome to my new tutorial. In today's tutorial we wanna make this. I will first model this and do the wigging at last, so you can jump forward and you don't have to waste your time. So I don't want to waste your time, so let's get right started. So I start with a brand new file. And I'm gonna turn on my screencast keys so you can see what I'm typing here. Okay, I first delete the light here because we don't need it. Then I move this one with in edit mode. I press G, Z and I hold the control key and I move it down so it's perfectly on the Z axis 0. And then I say G, Y, control, hold, and I have this. This is what I want. And now I'm gonna move it to here. Then I just select the left ones and say G, Y and make the pool as long as I want, maybe like this. And I press here to face select and I get the upper face and I say delete face. Then I go here to the modifier and we are gonna solidify, and I take here a nice amount so that I see something and that our pool covers can glide on it. So let's take 0.15, oh maybe a bit more, why not? So 2.5, okay. This is our pool, and of course in the real world we always have bevel, so we add a bevel modifier here. And we take 0.2, that's a good amount, and some segments that it looks good, and of course shade smooth, and here we say by normals auto smooth. This looks fine to me. The pool, we move it G, Y minus 1 to there, and now we model first we do the ocean, the water. So we add a plane here, go to edit mode, and then we select these vertices here, G, Y, and we make this as big as the pool is. And then we say S and we hold shift key so we can make it just a little bit smaller, not too much, but it should cover the pool. So I take here, move this a little bit up, and now we're gonna go in edit mode, press A to select all, and then we make some loop cuts so that we got squares here, shift A, and then subdivide, and we subdivide a lot so it looks good. Then we add here the ocean modifier, we go to displays, and you see we already have something to animate. Add frame divided by 30. You get the frame is here, the number you can see here, and divided by 30 makes it a little bit slower. If you now hit play, we already see something. Not what we want, but we see something. So now we change the spatial size to 15 and we change the scale to 0.5 or maybe 0.3. Yeah, this looks good. And now we move the whole plane in Z-axis a little bit down so that it doesn't go over the edge of the pool. Maybe the water is a little bit strong. Okay, 0.0, I think it's a little bit better. Now for the material, let's go. New material, we go in the shading tab. And what it does, it change here to shading, which is good. So we see something more. And we're gonna delete the principal BSDF. We add here some glass shader. And we add, we go shade smooth, so it looks very nice now, you see. looks like water. And now we add a transparent BSDF, and we connect these two friends here. So we have a mix shader. Then we add a light path, and here we add a mask node. And for the mask node we check maximum, and we take the shadow way and the reflection way and put this the factor of the mix shader. That's the best water I know. So we go now to render tab, and we need some light. So we go to, I have here these easy Hdri installed. This is for free, and I can just recommend. This is really great. You just click create world nodes, and then you just choose your folder, and you can download for free from Hdri Heaven, and they're all free, and you just have perfect light. I can recommend to choose something which has water in it, so it looks best. So I choose this one here. You can change, example given here, the rotation of the of your light, which is great, or your background. If you don't hit this here, this makes the background transparent. Even better, by the way, we change later to cycles, and water looks perfect. Now for the material for the swimming pool, we just choose white with no roughness. And our water is now ready. We can change, maybe give this a little nice watercolor here, of course. Looks sometimes nice because it's a pool. So maybe a little turquoise or whatever you like here. So now we need to model our cover. Therefore, I would like to see my axis. I can turn this on here. And I'm gonna hide these two guys here. And now I add a plane. And I'm gonna move this with GY holding down Control key to here. And then I'm gonna add loop cuts. And I add a lot of loop cuts so it looks good. And now I'm gonna choose face mode and choose the middle face here. Turn on proportional editing here and choose here sphere. Then I'm gonna move this up GZ. And I'm gonna scroll down my scroll wheel of my mouse, or moving with two fingers on a touchpad if you have a Mac, and then that you get something like this, which looks very nice to me. And then you say shade smooth, and you go here, and under normals you check auto smooth. Then go to modifiers, add modifier, solidify modifier, and give it some nice thickness. I choose here, oh no, that's much too much, so 0.02. Yes, that looks good. Then I add another bevel, same as with the pool, looks really realistic if you have bevel modifier on here. But of course for the smooth shading we choose here a lot more segments, and we take of course a much lower value here, which is still much too big. Yeah, now we look something realistic. Yeah, 0.4 is great. This is our pool cover, and now we're gonna add the rigging for it. So Shift A, Armature, single bone. Here is our bone. And what we do now is Rx minus 90. We rotate this, and then we say GY minus 2. Here we are. This is our first armature, and we go, because here's rotation minus 90, which will produce weird results if you don't apply it. So Control A, apply rotation, everything is 0, that's fine. And now we combine the armature with our model. So first select our cover, shift select our armature, go to pose mode, and then press Ctrl P and choose bone. If I now move this, you see this moves perfectly with it. This is exactly what we want. What we want now is to have lots of them and each a little bit smaller, and that is now is fitting in here. So one more and one more and one more. I hope you can imagine what I meant. So we select in object mode, we select both, press Shift D, S for scale, dot 97. And you see we have now a second cover, but if you look, it doesn't start here at the... it should be as long as this one. So we press Ctrl Z and do this again, but this time right. So Shift D, and now we only want to scale S. We only want to scale that and X, but not Y. So we press now Shift Y. So now dot 97, and now you see its length is exactly as long as the other one, but it's just scaled on X and on Z and not on Y. And this is what we want. And what we also have now is a second armature. And if you move the second armature now, it already works. And this is exactly what we want. But now I show you one more trick. I'm gonna press Ctrl Z again and make this back. And now I do this again. So Shift D, scale, and then Shift Y, S.97. And now I just press return after .97 and I do nothing else. And if you now press Shift R, you're gonna see you can add as many as you want, and you have a lot of covers by doing simply nothing. And I think that's great. It's a really great feature from Blender, with Shift R, but you must not press any other key in between, then it won't work. So now I select all armatures. So I press first Ctrl A and then I say scale to apply the scale, and then I try again. Ctrl J, apply for joining the armatures, and now I have one armature with lots of bones. Here are my bones. And now we go to object mode just to make sure it still works, and yes, I can move it, as you can see. Okay, that's great. Now our bones should, let's see, this bone moves the outer one. Okay, this is the outer bone. We don't want that. First I want to show you a trick how you can make it easier to move the bones. You can simply, in the bone settings, you can say lock all rotations and just allow location change on Y. So if I press now G, it just can move this way, and that's what I want. So this is my outer one. I'm going to give this the name outer one. So I know this, and this is the hopefully the next one. Let's see. G. Yes, it's the next one. And this is the one we want to move. And because we want a nice move, we add in object mode an empty, so we can control the whole wick. And I like to have a sphere there, and I move this GX here a little bit to the side. Then I'm gonna check my armature again, go to object mode, bone 1, and here we add a bone constraint. And the bone constraint is transformation, and the target is our just added empty here, and we choose local space. And we map from, if we move this circle here, the sphere, sorry, on the y-axis, we want that our pool covers also move on the y-axis. So let's try this. So from -2 to 0, the pool cover should move from -2 to 0. Let's check this out. So we go to object mode and we constrained that movement too, because we just want to move this on the y-axis. So if I press G now, I just can move it. And you see the cover is perfectly moving. And this is exactly what we want. And now we just add these functionalities to the other covers. So let's first go to bone 1, go to pose mode, then shift select bone 2, and then press Ctrl C, copy bone constraints. And you see, now we have the same constraint on bone 2, but we don't want to say constraint, we want to move further, so we change the -2 to -4. That easy. And if I now go to object mode and I check this and watch this, we have a nice animation already. And guess what we have to do? Yes, same steps again. So select the armature again, select bone 2, shift select bone 3, Ctrl C, copy bone constraint, go to bone 3, map to -6, shift select bone 4, press Ctrl C, copy bone constraint, select bone 4 and map to -8. Same step here, shift select bone 5, Ctrl C, copy bone constraint, select your bone, map to, and then -10. And now it should work. So we go to object mode, G, watch this. Is this looking nice or is this looking nice? I love it. Now we make the other ones unhide again. So let's see how that looks. Okay, you see already we have the pool covers a little bit too big. So we can adapt the pool or we adapt the covers, I don't know. And we have positioned them wrong. So just select these, G, Y, -1. This looks better. And now the covers, of course we can also just delete now the other covers. So, and we have 4 segments, so you just delete the 2 segments. I'm lazy now, I delete the 2 end segments, so just delete bone 4 here. So go to edit mode, bone 4, X, bones away. Bone 5, X, bones away. And now let's see, G. Now we have here our, oops, here's something. Okay, he didn't delete the planes, no problem. Yeah. Now it works, and of course you can animate now this movement if you want to. So you go to timeline, go to frame 0 and choose Y0, and then you say I, location, and on frame 40 you say -2 and location. And if you now play it, you see it closes. And if you want to do this again, you just select here all these keyframes, Shift D, just move them to 80. And if you now see, it opens and it closes. Okay, we just need the Y location, so we delete here the X location and the Z location. Then select the Y location, press Shift E, make cyclic, and if you now animate this, watch this, this animation will go forever and ever. So now we can go to rendered mode, and you see this is our animation. What we now need is a nice glass shader. So we select that plane here, we go in shading, and here shader editor, and we choose new. Now delete this and add a glass shader. Then Shift A, add a transparent shader. And then you can do a nice trick, Shift Control, right mouse click, and then you get this mix shader for free. And if you select both here and press F, you get that link for free. And then we add a light path. Then we add a math node and we choose maximum. And we connect like here the shadow way and the reflection way. And we connect here to the factor. A pretty nice glass shader. And now we want to have this material on all these planes here. So we shift select these planes. At last we select the one where the material is on. Press Ctrl N and link materials. And now we see we have all the glass shaders here. And as I told you in the beginning, it's best seen in cycles. And look at this. Is this beautiful or is this beautiful? Yes, this is beautiful. And of course you can now play the animation. You see the water is moving, and my computer is not so quick, so this will look pretty shitty on the YouTube video, I think. But it will look great in the render, I promise. That's all, folks. I hope you learned something. Have fun.